Hi. So I'm gonna add this IKEA Trådfri light bulb to my existing Hue setup. So this is not that easy as of August 2017. So I just wanted to show you guys how I made this possible. So what you need is, of course, you would need the existing Philips Hue hub and the bridge, and then you would need the IKEA base station. In the future, you might not need the base station if you only want to use the Trådfri lights as integrated with the Hue system. But as of now, you will need it because you need it to update the firmware on the light bulbs, and I'll show you how to do that. So the first steps we need to do is we need to jump into the we need to turn on the light. Done now. We then need to go into the app, and let's try and add a light. Not there. Sorry, I'm just fiddling around here. Right, hit the plus. Right, so I'm adding a new, this is in Danish, but it's basically, I'm just adding a new bulb. So one of the things that isn't, again, necessarily intuitive is that you actually need this IKEA Trådfri control to add the light bulbs, even though you have the base station. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna say I'm using the controller here to add it. You then flip the controller around, and you can see there's a button here. So you need to hold that in and hold it very close to the lamp, and the lamp should start, like you see now, start blinking. And when it's done, this takes about 10 seconds. The light is then connected, right? There we go. And again, it says, okay, bulb has been found, and here we go. So what actually then needs to happen is this bulb needs to be firmware updated. So let's see when the app discovers that this is, it actually already does. So it's now saying that this bulb, you can see it here, that an update awaits. So I'm just gonna pause here and wait until the update has been done. You don't need to do anything, you just need to wait until the update has been done successfully. So I'll just skip here and come back when the update is done. Okay, so the bulb has now been updated, so we should be able to turn it on just by using the app, which works. We should also be able to control it by the controller, which also works. Okay, so far so good. So now we have it running on the Trådfri system. We now need to get the bulb identified by the Hue Bridge. And this is where the funny part comes into play, because I have seen a lot of, but some activity on the internet is talking about, that you can add it if you just use this app called, I can show you it, Hue Lights. And I could not for the life of me get it to work until I did the following. So the first thing I did was, let's just turn on the bulb. I removed the bulb from the Trådfri ecosystem here. So I'm gonna just press the edit in the right corner here. I'm gonna cross and confirm that I want to remove the bulb. Remove. Okay. And the light just blinked. So now I don't have it to control from here. So you can see nothing should happen if it doesn't do anything now. No bulbs are now in control. Let's just see if and again, this doesn't work either. Okay, so far so good. Then we need to actually, just for good measure, we need to reset the bulb. entirely, and that is done by turning it on and off 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we need to move the bulb physically close to the Hue Bridge in order for this next step to work. So I'm just gonna turn off the light here and move it over to my bridge. Okay, so just before we begin trying to add the new bulb to the Hue system, I just want to show you my list of existing lights in the Hue Lights app. So again, this is not the official Philips app, but an app called Hue Lights. You can see I have 9 lights as of now, and 8 of them are original Hue lights, and one number 9 is one of the IKEA lights that I've already added. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna, you can see here, so I've positioned the bulb very close to the bridge, so they are physically no more than a couple of centimeters apart. I'm gonna turn on the bulb. I've just, for full disclosure here, I've turned off the IKEA base station. So I'm not entirely sure if this is needed, but again, this is what I did the last time that it worked, so I'm just repeating the steps. So now we need to add a new light. So I'm gonna click this, which in Danish would be translated to add. So I'm gonna start searching for a new light. Let's see what happens. So it takes a minute and 30. I can just stop here and skip to when it's done. Okay, it's almost done now. There we go. We then hit the back button and we can see that it did not work. Great. Right, okay. So I think we're good now. Those of you who are really paying attention will note that the clock has gone by about 10 minutes since I started actually trying to add this bulb. I think it's working now. Let's just confirm that this is the case. Okay, it is. We now have a light number 10, and if I select that, you can see now, okay, I now have control of this. So it did not work initially, so I just had to go through what I did the first time that made it work. So what I did was I switched off all of my lights, existing Hue lights, and which is not easy if you have light strips and stuff like that. That's not necessarily turned on, but they are powered on. So again, I removed all power from even from devices that were not lighting, but did have power. So to remove all devices, I then repeated the steps about so resetting the IKEA bulb, and again, just repeat. This is done by turning it on and off 6 times in a row, pretty fast. I then, when I pressed the light bulb, I actually had the light initially turned off. I then turned it on, and you can see when I start the search, I have an option to cancel the search. I did that and then went back to the search without doing anything. So again, reset the light bulb, turn it off physically, start the search, turn the light bulb on, cancel the search, and start the search. Again, this is what I worked. Again, so this is again just to prove this is not really just easy pickings here. You do need to do some funny legwork here to make it work. And again, some of these steps might not be necessary. I'm not able to confirm this. This is again light bulb number 2 that I've successfully added. we should be able to confirm this by going into the Hue app, where I should now have a new lights. Let's see here. Okay, so I have now a new light called color temperature 1, and again it's blinking, so that confirms that that is indeed the one. Let's just call it something else here. IKEA. That's it for now. Let's go to the. Let's just add the. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into the room setup. So I've made an IKEA room. And we need to add this bulb. We just add it to that room. And save. Okay. So now I should be able, in my IKEA room, and again, so this is not the case that it shows that one of the rooms is actually turned on. This is not the case that that lamp is indeed turned off. So I don't know why it's out of sync here. But we should be able now from the Hue app to control the light bulb. And from now on I can move the, I've confirmed it with this with the other bulb. I can move the bulb far away from the Hue Bridge, the Philips Bridge, and still have it working. So it's just during this setup process that it seems to be necessary to have the lamp that extremely close to the bridge. Funny, but again, if it does the job, it does the job. So I hope this helps you guys adding your IKEA Trådfri bulbs to your Hue system a little bit faster than I did. Have fun. Alright, so I couldn't help myself. So this is another light bulb. Slightly different than the other ones. You can see that the glass is transparent, but I just wanted to repeat the steps I did the last time to hopefully make it work, you know, in the first attempt here. So again, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the light. I'm gonna start the scan, then turn on the light, and cancel the scan, and start the scan once again. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and we should be good, because what you can notice is now it says last scan active 11, which means I've now added yet another bulb, and it seems to have already named it color temperature 1. So in roughly 1 minute, which I'll just skip here, you should be good to go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and done. Go back, and we now have light number 11. Let's see if we can control it, and we can. So these steps, they work. I won't give any guarantees to, you know, that there isn't one of my steps that's actually is not needed, but this does work. So again, just to reiterate here, add the bulb into the Trådfri sort of ecosystem, get it updated to the latest firmware, remove the bulb from the Trådfri ecosystem, reset the bulb by turning it on and off 6 times, move the bulb close to the Hue Bridge, and we are talking very close here. Start the Hue Lights, again not the original Philips Light app, but Hue Lights app. Go to Lights, go to Add, turn off the light physically, start the search, turn on the light, cancel the search, start the search again, and you should be good to go. And after that, we can find the bulb in the Philips Hue app. Where are my lights now? Again, I went into the wrong one. Rooms, lights, and we have their color temperature 1. So I hope, yeah, again, this makes it easier for you guys than it was for me. But again, it was fun. So no harm, no foul, and let's see what we can get up to. So right now, you know, there's no support for the dimmers that you can buy cheaply, and the motion detect sensors from IKEA. But again, maybe sometime soon. But this should be good enough for you to control it via the Hue app, and again, also then by then you should be able to control it with IFT. I'll try to do some testing with that, but again, it should be pretty much straightforward. Hey,